on top of it, you have to deal with celebrities. Like the Lindsay Lohans of the group, and fortunately, people. It's not saying they're bad, but people get into trouble, and you guys got to handle that very diplomatically.
Yes.
Because when you do have someone that's high profile, you know the spotlight's on you.
Yeah, absolutely.
And
our personnel does a great job with that because they deal with it oftentimes.
I was when there was the protest, it was 2 years ago on the Proposition 8 when it got voted down. Everyone was out in the street. We came out and ran into Drew Barrymore was there, and you guys had to get her out for her own safety. You know, we were like, why are you taking her? They're like, the crowd was just getting too, she's just a magnet. You know, people were just drawn to her. Now, West Hollywood has its share of homeless, like everything else.
Yeah.
How does that play into the job? It's not against the law to be homeless.
No, it's not against. It's truly not. We work with the city of West Hollywood in their social services department, and we provide. We know we have the ones that are come here. They're the ones that we always have dealt with in the past.
I live here. I walk down West Santa Monica Boulevard about every day or so. We have like the homeless we know, and then you have the people that they just show up, change.
Yeah, but then they leave.
And then they leave. You know who's who.
Yes, we do.
You know who really.
But we constantly are out there asking them if they need services. Again, it's not a crime.
No.
But we have to know who they are. We want to make sure that they have what they need, and the community knows because everybody needs to be safe, and our job is to ensure that they're safe.
Exactly.
Everybody.
What would you say is the #1 crime in West Hollywood right now? Is it drugs?
Well, we're down in crime.
We're down.
Oh, absolutely.
Really?
Yeah, our statistics year end here is a little over 7%, 7.5% down, which is great. Exactly. Thank you. We're down across all Part 1 crimes, and for us that's tremendous an undertaking because we have transitory community. We have a lot of bars.
A lot of bars.
We have a lot of folks that come here.
I think it's safe to say we have bars.
But it's we're down, and in light of everything, everybody says during when the economy's bad, crime goes up.
That is true.
It's not here.
I think West Hollywood has grown up a lot in the last.
But I want to make sure we're clear is that because we're down, and when you look at numbers, is 7.5%, 7.7%. Does that really? It's huge in my world, But eventually, when it comes down, we have to maintain that. Hopefully, not have it come up. Our assaults are down, our vehicle burgs are down, our grand thefts autos are down. So for us, one of the most, for me, rewarding is robberies are down because, last year at Christmas, the end of 2010, we were getting hit pretty hard with street robberies in the city.
I read the police blotter in the Beverly Press.
For me, as the captain, I was able to go to the city and work with city council and public safety division there and say, we need to target this, and we as law enforcement target a problem. When you see a problem, you have to address it. That's the expectation of the community, is for us to stop whatever that problem is. And so I was able to go with the city, work with them, and they gave me additional funding. And we put down robbery suppression efforts out there. Our investigators were involved. And as a result, we're close to 18% down this year. So
that's incredible.
That is. I'm very excited about it. So
on that note, it is the beginning of the new year, and we're going to run a clip. We're going to take a breather, and we're going to run a clip that we put together here of all those we've lost in 2011.
Very good.
So if we would roll that clip, and here's a tribute to 2011.
Once we used to sit in splendor, watching shadows on a screen, basking in the glow that warmed us from the lows to mezzanine. sorcerers appeared before us, sending shivers of delight, offering their gifts of genius in a blaze of black and white. Magic time, the glow of magic time. Although beloved friends are gone, their majesty lives on. Let their magic spell continue for a newer age to see. Something of them stays within you till your memory sets it free. Quietly they lie and wait for us to plan their next encore. Just say their names, it's magic time once more. Though the world is always changing, they will always be the same. Every smile and gesture captured in a giant silvered frame. Like a dream, they disappear, but just remember them and then the magic stars. It's magic time again.
Oh my God. So sad when you see some of these young people, you know, that it's just like, wow,
Yeah.
death gets us all.
Yes.
You know, and of course Liz Taylor, she's such a great advocate for us. But my God, where did the year go? it just flies by.
Yeah.
So talking about the growth of West Hollywood, you have a new design center, and you're right behind you. And well, you're smiling. How do you feel about that?
It wasn't there when I started. For me in my position when I came up here. So for me it's
there now.
It's like a time growth to be able to watch the building grow. You know, they were very responsive to our concerns.
Well, you could go there and pick out your new drapes and see somebody being arrested at the same time. You know, I know that guy. Yeah, I mean, it's growing. West Hollywood is growing. Now, do you have a lot of people? Do you have a volunteer program at the station?
Absolutely. We have a strong volunteer program.
Who do you need for volunteers right now, being that we're on the air?
Well, I can tell you I need anybody that has a lot of passion, and anybody that wants to contribute to their community in a positive
Is it
manner.
like, would it be strictly at a desk, answering the phone?
One of the valuable, I mean, we have volunteers doing so many different things, so many, things that they can be involved with. But one of the things that's most valuable to us is they work the front counter at the station, and we want to be able to provide that service. And to walk into West Hollywood Sheriff Station and have a volunteer sitting there and helping you and walking you through steps related to what goes on at City Hall and how they can help you.
I had an iPhone stolen. I had to come in. There's a volunteer that helped me because in order to get the insurance, I had to do
You had to have a police report.
Isn't that weird? I mean, I thought really silly. I had to come bother you people, but
you know what?
They were like, no problem.
Then they'll go and they'll let the desk, our dispatchers know, and they'll bring in a deputy to come in and write the report. And that's what they do. They take that gap in service, again, providing public, service the highest level we can. So I'm always looking for
So you're always looking for people, men and women.
Absolutely.
Now, would they have to go through a training?
Oh, yes.
And how long was that training?
It varies. I mean, they go through various trainings for, they could do on-the-job training, because most of the folks that we have, they'll come and they'll work alongside a training until they feel comfortable with the training. We also send them down. Our department has this huge community programs that involve volunteers, and so we'll get them down for that. Richard Best is our lead coordinator, a volunteer, and he does such a great job.
Has any volunteers ever gone on to become a law officer, to be a cop?
I can't say they haven't. For me at the station, none that have done that. These are great people.
What would I say? What would be the what would be the biggest down part of your job? What would you say, Jesus, I don't want to face that today? What would come to your mind?
It's just every day. I don't want victims.
You don't want, yeah.
I experienced something last year where a female was killed on Sunset by a driver, and for me to deal with that, Lauren Freeman, I will never forget that for me, and it just, to deal with loss. Yeah.
And there's always gonna be. It's part of.
Yeah. But you have to deal. That's part of our job, is we have to deal with it, and we have to. But again, we're human, and we take pride in what we do. We truly want to provide the highest level service out here.
What do you think? We do have a large bar going. People come here specifically to drink, and when it comes to drinking, have you ever thought about? Nowadays they talk about maybe pushing back the closing time of bars up to 1 o'clock.
Well, that's not. I don't see that happening.
You don't see that happening?
We work real close with all the entertainment venues. I mean, we have a tremendous amount of entertainment businesses, which for me. I've worked closely with them. West Side establishment, I met with their owners. They're in partnership with us. They are great. They
keep an open line of communication.
Oh, absolutely.
So,
I can tell you right now, Joe, that's the most important thing of any part of my job, is to ensure that there's an open line of communication.
Open line. You know what? We're out of time. I want to thank my special guest, Captain Kelley Fraser. Thank you so very much for coming. Would you come back and see us again?
Sure.
If you have anything to say to the community. Thank you.